Hello, Mustangs. This is going to be the Math Spiral Review for May 4th, Phase 3 of our distance learning. Let's go ahead and get started. First problem says Samuel has $33 he wants to spend on packs of soccer cards. Each pack costs $5. He writes the following equation shown. 33 divided by 5 equals 6 remainder 3. What does the number 3 represent in terms of Samuel's money? So we actually don't have to solve anything. It's already done for us, but we need to understand what this number 3 represents. And that 3 is going to be right here in the remainder. So when we're doing the division problem, what we would have said is $5 going into $33, meaning each pack of cards was $5 and he has a total of 33. So this number up here is going to be packs of cards that he can buy. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead. 5 fits into 33 6 times. 6 times 5 is 30. Subtract, and you have 3 left. Now, the question asks, what is this 3 mean that's left over? Well, he bought 6 deck of cards for $5, and he had $3 left over of money. So $3 left. So basically, this is leftover money. Okay, that's what this question was asking us. You could have done it this way, or if you already knew what that 3 meant, then that's all you had to write. It was $3 leftover money. Okay, the next problem, one of my favorites. I love doing division. What is 542 divided by 3? I suggest you rewrite it because Holy Toledo, doing it in your head can be tricky. So 542. So I'm going to start with thinking to myself, does 3 fit into 5? And since it does, 3 fits into 5 one time. And then I'm going to multiply. 3 times 1 is 3. Subtract. And I have 2 left. My next step then is to take this 4 and bring it down. So 3 fits into 24. Or 3 times what gives me 24? That's 8. So I put an 8 right above that tens place. And I multiply 8 times 3. Multiply it down. So 3 times 8 is 24. Subtract, and I get 0. Now, normally we would say we were done, but our quotient is not 18, and I still have one more number to bring down. So I'm going to go ahead and bring down this 2. 3 fits into 2. Well, it doesn't. 3 is the bigger number, which means 3 fits into 2 0 times, and I multiply that down for 0 times 3, multiply, which is 0. Subtract, and I have 2 remainders. And 180 quotient. So my quotient is going to be 180, and my remainder is 2. And that's all you had to do. Okay, so I can see that I left some out from the last time from my Zoom meeting. So what this problem is asking us is draw 2 fractions that are equivalent to 1/2. And this is one of my favorite things to do because this means all I have to do is show them. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to start with 1/2 for each one. As you probably already saw, I'm just going to go ahead and draw a half. And I'm going to shade in half for each one. So I'm going to shade in this half, and I'm going to shade in this half. Your job is to take this 1/2 equation and break it down to make equivalent fractions. So I'm going to take this top blue 1/2. I'm going to cut this into 1/2 and this into half. And now my new total is going to be 1, 2 shaded out of 1, 2, 3, 4 total. So my new fraction is going to be 2 shaded out of 4, which is also equivalent to 1/2. On the next one down here, I'm going to go ahead and break it into thirds. So I'm going to break 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So what I'm looking at here is I have 1, 2, 3 shaded out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I have 3 shaded out of a 6 total, which is still an equivalent fraction to 1/2. You guys can hear the dog squeak toy. Sorry about that. Okay, let's move on to the next problem. A farmer is setting aside land to plant his vegetables. He needs a total area of 560 square feet. Circle all the possible ways he could choose to plant his vegetables. So one thing we need to realize right away is he needs a total area of 560 square feet. What that means is down here when you have your A, B, C, D, E, we're looking for which ones equal 560 square feet. So all we have to do is multiply and see which ones add up to that number. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start with number 1. So I have 50 times 12, and like always, I make my boxes. I'm only going to put 50 because I don't have anything in the ones place, so 50 goes there. And I'm going to go ahead and separate 12 out into 10 and 2. 10 times 50 is 500, and 50 times 2 is 100. 500 plus 100 is 600, so A is not an option for us. It has to equal 560. Gotta go ahead and erase. Try again. So my next one is 7 times 80 feet. Now, something I'm noticing right away with this one is I can take 7 times 8 and put a 0 at the end and find it in my head. So 7 times 8 is 56. With 1 0 at the end means 560, so B is a solution. However, we could have more than one solution, so we're going to keep going. Next one we're going to do is 24 times 24, so I'm going to make the boxes this time with 4. So I'm going to separate out that 20 and 4 and the other 20 and 4. So 20 times 20 is 400. 20 times 4 is 80. 20 times 4 is 80, and 4 times 4 is 16. So I'm going to go ahead and add up all these numbers. 400 plus 80 plus 80 plus 16. In my ones place, I have a 6. 8 plus 8 is 16, plus 1 is 17. Put down the 7, regroup the 1. 4 plus 1 is 5. 576 is not 560, so therefore C will not be a choice. Let's go ahead and let's start the next one. Let's see. Maybe there's only one option. Maybe there's 2. Maybe there's 3. So let's go ahead and let's do the next one. Boxes again. And this time we have 16 by 35. So 10 and 6 for 16. And 30 and 5 for 35. And don't forget, it doesn't matter if you put the 35 on this side or this side, as long as you have those numbers on the same. So 10 times 30 is 300. 30 times 6 is 180. 10 times 5 is 50, and 6 times 5 is 30. So I'm going to take all these numbers. Oops, that looks like 36. There we go. I'm going to take all these numbers and add them up. So I have 300 plus 180 plus 50 plus 30. I'm going to go ahead zoom in on this so we can see it a little bit clearer. Nothing in my ones column. 8 plus 5 is 13, plus 3 is 6. Put the 6 down, regroup the 1. 3 plus 1 is 4, plus 1 is 5. And that is our magic 560 number, which means D is also a possible solution for the garden. And then we only have one more, 40 times 14. So I'm going to go ahead and multiply 40 times 14. Oops. So I'm going to do my box, but this time, because there is nothing in the ones place for the 40, I'm just going to leave it 40. And then separate out the 10 and the 4 for 14. So 40 times 10 is 400. And 40 times 4 is going to be 160. I can tell in my head, but when I add up 400 plus 160, I'm going to get a total of 560, which means that E is also a possible solution. So you had B, D, and E as possible ways that he could plant his vegetables. All right, the next one. Decimals. So in this problem, hopefully you were looking at the pattern here, which is 1/10. You would say this 1/10 and the fraction is 1/10. Or you were probably seeing this 1 and seeing this 1 here, this 2 here and seeing this 2 here, 3 and seeing this 3 here. Don't forget this is all about place value. So we have our hundreds, tens, and ones place value, decimals, and then we have tenths and hundredths. So if the tenths goes here, what we're saying is that anything that lands in this place we would say is a tenths. So if it's 0.2, this is going to be the same thing as saying 2/10. Okay? Which means that on this next one, on this 4/10, we would write it 4/10. For 5/10, 5/10. 6/10, 6/10. 7/10, 7/10. So all of these are in the tenths place, which means you just take this number and you put it over the 10 and you're done. That was the easy one. All right, last but not least, we have some geometry for today. So I see that we either have a line segment, a ray, a point, an angle, or a line. So all you have to do next to the right shape is write out what it is. So this first one is a point. Okay. The next one, because I see that it has an arrow on both sides, so I see it goes forever in this direction and it goes forever in this direction. That means that it has to be a line. On the next one, I see that it stops. So it stops here and it stops here, which means that this is a line segment. It's a piece of a line. It does not go on forever. And last but not least, I can see that it stops on this side, but it keeps going forever on this side. And the only thing that can do that in geometry, or at least as far as we know, is a ray. Okay? And that's it for our math today. Hope you enjoy. See you tomorrow.